Just then. Hide it. Don't knock it over.
Okay, welcome everyone to Rules, Confirmations, and Public Elections. It is Tuesday, June 15th. Chair Johnson is here. Council Lady Evans here. Council Lady Lee. Council Lady Murphy. Vice Chair Pulley is absent. Councilman Rosenberg. Councilman Rutherford. We don't have Sepulveda or Sledge, but Council Lady Stiles is here. Okay. We have two resolutions, and I'm just going to have those on consent. RS 2021-1005, Gamble and others recognizes June 19th. 2021 is Juneteenth in Nashville and Davidson County and commemorating the end of slavery in the United States, as well as RS 2021-1006. Stiles and others recognizes June as Black Music Month in Nashville and Davidson County. Can someone move?
Motion.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Do I have any discussion or all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any not voting? Thank you. Okay, we have a couple of late resolutions. The first is by Council Lady Toombs, a resolution correcting a typographical error to Amendment 5 in the grant contract amount from the Tennessee Department of Children's Services to the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Davidson County Juvenile Court for a safe baby court to serve at-risk children. Can I get a motion?
Move.
Thank you. Where is Ms. Toombs? There she is. Hi. Just speak not to the content, but why it's late filed.
No, content too, it was referred here. It's referred here too. We need late filed and confirmed.
Oh, we do. Oh, you're correct. So I need for you to speak to both of those things, for the content of it and why it's late filed.
I can speak to it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So, so there's a letter in the amendments packet that goes into it that's from the department.
Juvenile court.
Yeah, juvenile court, that basically says that they received the alert from the state after our filing deadline, and then the grant funds are set to go into effect July 1st. So it needs to get on this meeting in order to meet the deadline of July 1st.
Okay.
It basically corrects the amount of the grant.
I saw Judge Calloway this morning. I asked her when she just said there was a mistake in there, and this is correcting a mistake, and she needs to get it in.
Perfect.
So it's like a $3,000 error.
Okay. Does anyone object? Anyone object?
All good.
All right. Thank you. So then we have two late filed amendments to BL 2021-736. Which is our budget ordinance. The first one is from Council Lady Welsh. I know, I saw, there she is. Can you just speak to why it's late filed, not the content?
Yes, I got sick and didn't realize until I got back into the office a week later that it had not actually been sent out in my email, it was in my outbox. So I discovered it on Monday.
Okay.
Immediately sent it to you.
Okay.
I have a question. Is this different from the one that was discussed late filed yesterday in budget? I got confused when it got sent out again today, because it was sent to us yesterday and then we got sent another one, and so I thought this was the second one.
So it's the same content. It changes basically one word. There's also a typo in it. That was my fault. But it said school counselor, and the version that was sent this morning said school psychologist. That's the only difference between what was last night. And when you spoke on the floor, it was about school psychologists, not counselors.
But it still has school nurses in it, is that
Yes.
correct? Okay, and so I will be abstaining on this.
Okay.
Because of the school nurse issue and representing nurses.
Okay. Okay, I've got one abstention. Do we have any other questions for why this was late filed, and are there any objections? Okay, seeing none. Council Lady Hurt. She's not in here. Does anybody see Council Lady Hurt? She has this late
She
filed
was in the
amendment.
kitchen.
I saw her out there. Thank you. It's so quiet. I don't know that we've ever been this quiet.
We're not used to being back
Admiring
together.
matching ties on the front row here.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Attorneys tend to, we all run in the same like flock, like a bird.
Yeah. You're both striped striped shirts too.
Council Lady Hurt, thank you.
I put on my striped shirt, so it would have been really good then.
So you have a late amendment to the budget ordinance, and I just wanted to ask why it was late, so that we can,
Well, because I actually thought that it was going to be included, and when I found out, I was out of the country for a week or so, and found out that it had not been included. But I do understand that that the mayor's office has made sure that that funding is going to be placed there as it was requested, and not necessarily here, but through other funding.
okay, so are you gonna be withdrawing the
I
amendment?
will withdraw.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right, on to elections and confirmations.
Thank you.
Council Lady Stiles, you are first up. Cheatham County Rail Authority nomination of Councilmember Stiles to fill the vacancy for a term expiring June 1st, 2023.
If you could go to the hot seat,
Are you kidding me?
Kevin's gonna have to.
My gosh, okay, I'll wait
No, I'm-
till the chair.
Pull up one, you can pull up one of those chairs.
Great.
I have a lot of funny questions that I'm just gonna
Please, knock
not. So, but I think everybody can just probably figure out what I was gonna ask.
I live in Davidson County.
So, yeah.
Can you talk about your history with railroads?
Oh, I'd love to.
Okay,
So I'm passionate about transportation.
perfect, thank you.
Move to approve.
All right. So, okay. Any other discussion? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Any not voting?
Fantastic.
I've always wanted to do this.
You're getting too close, Kevin.
Good thing there's COVID's gone, right? Okay.
First committee meeting.
Yeah, it all fell apart.
I promise to the other two, we will not do this to you. If y'all are sitting there going, oh my word. Okay,
I wanna make that promise.
Nashville and, you behave.
Nashville and Eastern Railroad
Nashville and
Authority.
Eastern
I
Rail
know the
Authority
name of it.
nomination of Councilmember Roten to fill the vacancy for a term expiring June 1st, 2023.
This is the Music City Star rail line that runs from downtown all the way out to Watertown. Obviously, I live in a district where it runs through. Jeff Syracuse is on one side, Aaron is on the other side. We get along really well. We have to make sure that things work through there. I work in Wilson County and Lebanon courts all the time, and I know a lot of people that are on the board currently.
Move to approve.
And so I just know a lot about this, so I'm not gonna say anymore.
Question
So-
called.
All in favor? Aye. Any against? Any not voting? All right. Director of Department of Law appointment of Mr. Wallace Dietz. Dietz or Dietz?
Dietz, thank you.
Perfect. All right. So, thank you for joining us. I apologize for all of our
You won't get a
shenanigans.
No, right. Thank you, Kevin.
Does this have an ejection button?
If it does, can I trade you so that I can? Okay. So just let us know why you would like to serve as the director of the Department of Law, and what skills and experience that you have that lends itself to this position.
Okay, thank you. It's an honor to be considered for this position. I was born and reared in Nashville. Nashville's always been my home, except when I lived away to go to college and then to work on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. I've returned to Nashville, lived here since 1982, and I think the issues facing the Nashville are not as severe as they were a year ago, thankfully. But there are lots of opportunities and issues, and I feel like I have something to add. I have been a lawyer for 39 years, which is hard to believe, but I have done a range of state and federal court litigation. I have done investigations for companies involving white-collar crime allegations, and I just feel like, and I have led our litigation department at our firm, which at the time had about the same size, it was about the same size as the Metro Law Department is now. So I feel like I've got a wealth of experience to bring to bear. I cannot fill the shoes of this gentleman here, Bob Cooper, but I will do the best I can.
Awesome. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Have you had a mental health professional sign off on your decision to serve Nashville at this time? Just wanted to. I mean, have your family and friends counseled you at all? Maybe have you spoken to your pastor?
I will say, one of Bob Cooper's best friends, his wife is a good friend of my wife. And right after the news came out, she said to my wife, "What is he thinking?" And so, but seriously, I'm grateful for all the work that's been done to get through the crisis we've been under the last year and a half, and I'm excited about this.
Well, I certainly appreciate your willingness to serve. It's quite the job. So does anybody else, oh, Council Lady Lee.
I don't know exactly how to put this, so I'm gonna ask it and let you kind of fill in the blanks. Discuss with me a little bit about any challenges you had to work through that deal with diversity.
You know, I'm glad you asked. I have, at my firm, I have promoted women in the practice of law now as long as I can remember. I've also been involved in recruiting, trying to bring more diversity to our firm. And I do a lot of work in our firm's DC office, or I used to. And I've tried to use the DC legal community as a way to attract additional diversity to our firm. This is something that's really important to me, and I look forward to enhancing the diversity in the law department.
Have you had any experience yourself in working with, and I don't know how closely you work with cases, or you just work with your firm to get somebody to work with cases or whatever, but have you had any dealings, and this is where I was going with that, dealing with challenging minority cases or issues, and if so, how did you do that?
I have not been involved in the administrative issues involving problems that have come up. I have been involved actively in the recruiting of diverse members of the bar, and also doing my best to mentor a lot of our junior lawyers. I'm not supposed to say younger, but our junior lawyers.
Less experience.
Who are diverse, African American in particular, but also Asian and Hispanic and others. So I have done a lot of mentoring in my last 10 years, and as I got more and more gray hair, and I have welcomed those opportunities. But I can't say I've been involved in any dispute resolution
Right.
or conflict resolution.
Yes, that's what I was trying to find out. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Any,
Move to approve, or no, you got more?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, we're gonna redefine fun for you.
I look forward to
I think he's
that.
probably been counseled on what to expect from us, and so, and in all your many years of being an attorney, some of which is longer than some of the council members have been alive.
Wow.
But what that means is that he's seen a lot of change in the way law is practiced, because it's not the same that it was before. And you've also, as a Nashvilleian, have seen how the council has changed and how we interact and how often we will get ourselves into trouble. We're very good at that a lot of times. And so what I would love to see is, once you take over, is that now that we have gotten through the pandemic and gotten through being a new council body and things, I think it would be great for the legal department to have kind of a conversation with us of how we can keep away from getting into some trouble here and there with land use law and things like that. So, and I've already talked to some of your soon-to-be staff members about that first Quan who got stolen away, and
Right.
then Alex Dickerson about some of our land use things that we just need some, I think, education on. As lay people, we don't know, so I would appreciate looking forward to working with you on that.
I would really look forward to that. I have done a lot of education and training with clients on how to stay out of trouble, and I value that a lot, because it's a lot easier to stay out of trouble than it is to fix it once you're in it. So I really do look forward to that.
So I'd like to renew my motion.
all right.
So,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any objections? Any not voting? Thank you so much.
Have they given you a parking pass yet?
Not yet.
I would just like you to remember that this
Elizabeth
council
had promised
member,
me that, but
this council body gave you your first parking pass.
thank you, thank you so much.
And we're young and dynamic, Murphy. Young and dynamic.
Whatever.
Historic Zoning Commission reappointment of Ms. Elizabeth Mayhall for a term expiring June 1st, 2026. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us. So it's a reappointment.
Yes.
You're ready to continue to serve. Let us know why and a little bit about your experience. Well, that sounds terrible. But, you know, why you would like to continue to serve in this capacity and you know, with some of the highlights of the previous term maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm honored to serve as a commissioner on behalf of Nashville. I moved down to 2nd Avenue in 1984 and just fell in love with the area, and it's been the bulk of my community work all these years. And I live on 3rd Avenue on the other side of the AT&T building. Christmas morning was quite a jolt. And so it would be my pleasure and honor specifically to help try to rebuild 2nd Avenue. I enjoy architecture, I enjoy learning about it, the neighborhoods, there's a lot of pressure on neighborhoods right now, especially the historic areas, and I just appreciate the ambiance that the people in the areas want to see continue and maintained, and so.
Well, thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions? Not even you?
Yeah, I think she's pretty much I mean, again, Liz, your commitment to stay downtown is important. I know that being on the planning commission, we're working very hard to partner with all the agencies to do that. And Ron Gobble, as y'all know, stepped away from the planning commission to help do that. And so I think it's a lot of work, and I'm appreciative that you were there to help carry on the legacy, because living downtown has not been the hottest like it is now. So thank you for being a pioneer.
Ron's my neighbor.
Oh,
He lives in my
perfect.
building, so.
Good.
We've been friends for 40 years, and so I appreciate him leading the charge on 2nd Avenue. It makes a lot of sense.
All right, can I get a motion?
Motion.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Any against? Any not voting? Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
And here's, do
Maybe
you need a
No,
parking?
she lives on
live
Hawaii.
downtown.
Oh, we need to have scooter passes for people who.
True. A free bird.
Free line?
We're adjourned. I'm sorry, that was good. That was a good one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, turn off the
I just
camera.
got that.